Oxygen levels.
Oxygen levels are at max.
Set a course to dark waters now.
Y'all look at this UFO that's about to fly over the White House. Now look at this. Now that is definitely something strange in the sky. Somebody in the neighborhood nearby recorded the exact same UFO. Y'all look at...
Someone said in the comments it's because the aliens operate in the Oval Office. Oh no.
All right, y'all. Now, this is crazy, okay? Now, this is Linda Hamilton right here, okay, from Terminator 2 and various, other things that people know her from, but mainly she's known for Terminator 2. This picture alone looks scary, but this is an interview she did on the red carpet, okay? This video single-handedly, okay, makes me believe even more what, the video I posted of that a reggae artist that was saying, about the reptilians and stuff he was saying on stage. It makes me believe it even more. But I'm telling you, these people might not necessarily be reptilians, but it's something to do with serpent or something that we do not know about. This video totally convinces me of that. Watch her pupils in this video. I'm going to play the video. You can slow it down. You can stop. You can see it right there that they're like snake eyes. Okay. Her pupils constrict during the interview, and notice what she says in the interview. She says the magic, and she gets right in the camera when she says it. Just watch the video for yourself.
So if your character, whether dead or alive, had a spin-off, where do you think they'd go next?
Well, I hope they would carry on, certainly with the weird underground unknown. I mean, that lends so much magic to the show. The upside down. How about the inside out?
Oh, I like that.
Oh, the outside in. That's better. That's where we'll go, to the outside in.
I'm telling you guys, man, these people are fallen angels, whatever you want to call them. They're definitely demonic. And if people can't see it by now, I mean, these celebrities are looking weirder and weirder by the day. You guys let me know. Sound off in the comments.
I don't know if it's because I'm biased and I love the Terminator series, but she looks all right to me. It doesn't look anything crazy or anything she said. She just said she wanted an underground movie. Maybe it's because I be reading too much into Terminator and I really think there's an AI agenda. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bias there. You tell me. But that's just my thoughts. She played an excellent role on Terminators. Outstanding. To the point that it really makes you think, is it really fiction or not? This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. It is just theories, not fact.
I don't think dinosaurs existed. I think the Matrix made them up completely. So the Matrix is telling us that these creatures lived from 240 to 66 million years ago. All right. And they got wiped out because an asteroid hit the Earth and created an ice age. And you guys understand that this is fake information, right? This is evolutionary propaganda. And also, they created these creatures in order to hide the fact that giants existed, because they found giant, bones in these burial mounds. And the Smithsonian was like, you know what, we need to explain away why these giant humanoid bones are here. So let's just say these reptile creatures lived millions of years ago. And that'll solve it, because they believe everything we say.
I'm just saying, it sounds great, man. Like, it would also explain to say if someone did find a giant bone, they're like, oh, that's a dinosaur bone immediately. Not even think like, man, this might be a giant. When was the last time anybody found any dinosaur bones? Honestly, They'll
take that, okay? LIES. Okay, you guys know what that spells, right? Cap. Look at this. The T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex, completely disproportionate. How is he holding his upper body? Hold on, let me show you. Look where his legs are, his tail back there, and then look at all that weight up there. So, oh, well, the tail is going to balance this way. If he falls, how does he get up? With those little arms.
Does he cross his legs perfectly and push off one leg? It's real suspicious, to say the least. A lot of people theorize they could have been dragons as well. They could have had wings. They took off the wings, hid the wings. Maybe they're locked up in the Smithsonian Archives, Locker Vault 2297.
Just like, pivots off of his head. It just seems like he's not built right. He's bad built. And I don't think these creatures are real. I don't think God made any of these things. And these are all casts. They just pour some type of resin or whatever in a cast to create these bones. I don't think any of this stuff is real. And then the fossil fuels from these dinosaurs, right? Fossil fuels originate from the remains of ancient plants and animals that were buried under layers of rock and sediment over millions of years. So it's rare. You better, salvage it, because it takes a long time to get new fossil fuels, right? That's fake information. Fossil fuels allegedly are not renewable. I think there's an unlimited supply of these fuels, but they want to create a scarcity mindset and have control over the supply and jack up the prices. So they'll say it takes a long time to create new fossil fuels, but in reality, it's unlimited.
You remember the video we watched not too long ago with the video about the vortex in the middle of the ocean, and how one person said that the oil actually comes from the rivers of Gog and Magog from the outer wall. I know it's a crazy theory, but what if they did have vast amount of rivers of oils just running and there really was no scarcity? They just jacking up the prices, getting rich.
But they don't want you to know that. And then people say, oh, we know how old these bones are because of carbon dating. No, carbon dating is only reliable up to 50,000 years. Okay, because of carbon-14's half-life. So even if these bones were real, you wouldn't even be able to tell how old they actually are, because carbon dating is unreliable.
Yeah, when people say, oh, this was aged millions on tops of millions of years, how did you get that number? Please explain the scientific process to me. How did you get this millions on top of millions of years ago?
I don't think any of this. I think these are all fake. These are all made up creatures, mythical. But one type of creature that's not mythical are dragons. It seems like dragons actually existed. Now, I'm not into the zodiac stuff because I think it's demonic, but the Chinese zodiac signs, they have all these real creatures, real animals, except, oh wait, they have the one fake dragon, the one mythical creature. Why would they have all these real creatures and then just throw in some make-believe crap right here? Does that make any sense whatsoever? Why would they do that? I think it's because dragons were actually real. Hold on, let me show you something else. 1946 dictionary. Dragon, now rare. A huge serpent, a fabulous animal, generally a monstrous winged scaly serpent. Now rare, which means at one point they weren't rare, which means at one point they were prevalent. And there's old artwork of dudes slaying dragons. All those books and TV shows and movies of dragons being in there. But they're mythical. However, the dinosaurs are absolutely real. All that propaganda, those movies, the Jurassic Park and all that stuff, it's all programming and propaganda.
And they got me, man. I love the Jurassic Park series. I watched all of them. Well, not all of them. All the classics. Jurassic Park, Lost World, and the third one. I forgot the name. There's so many of them now, but I still enjoy watching them. And take a look at how this dude is stabbing this dragon. This is like a horse-sized dragon, a little bit smaller than a horse. There's probably different sized dragons. You had large house-sized dragons, and then you had these little horse-sized dragons, and people were probably killing them for sport so they can put them on their armor, probably training them, riding them somewhere. Think about it. If you could ride a dragon and the dragon was good for a couple 1,000 miles, I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta think about birds. When birds migrate, they go thousands of miles. How hard would it be for dragons to migrate from Middle Earth to the outer wall? I'm just saying, how hard would it really be for them to migrate? You know, especially with the 5G popping off in the air. You know, the dragon's gonna sense that. It's gonna throw off their navigational. Man, they turning back around. They going to the outer wall. Come on, y'all, talk to me. It's making a little bit of sense.
But then they will say dragons are mythical. Mythical, mythical, mythical. Pretty much the opposite. Whatever the Matrix says, the opposite is the case. The opposite is true. Now,
I tend to do that a lot too. If somebody says something, it's like, well, what is the exact opposite of what are you saying? Because there's two sides to every coin. And what I said about that 5G, hey, that I might be on to something. The 5G, 6G, the radio waves, Wi-Fi signals. That's why the dragons ain't trying to fly around here no more. They can probably sense that.
for the Christians that think that Noah had two of each of these kinds, all the different dinosaurs on the ark, can you please explain?
Leave them alone, man. They trying. Leave them alone.
Why you think that, and if that was logistically possible? I don't think so. Those Brontosaurus joints, Triceratops and T-Rex made on there too. I think we should question what the mainstream is telling us about these creatures that I think are absolutely fake and made up. I don't think dinosaurs existed. I think
That's definitely a rabbit hole. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Hammers and chisels. Hammers and chisels. And slaves and whips and chains.
Not for this. All of us watching, we can look at this. Nah, they didn't do, not this one. You can tell the certain statues that they could have probably handcrafted, but not this. This is too smooth. This is some type of ancient technology, guys. I mean, seriously.
The hardest frickin' rock in the world. Laser precision.
Look, you can see the chest indentation. You know, one could even say this might even be petrified.
Hammer, chisels, slaves, whips, and chains. Not advanced technology. Not hidden history. But sheer brutality and forcefulness got this done. Do you know how difficult it is today to lift this frickin' thing? And about 20% of the statue isn't even there. Most people, because they haven't been to the pyramids, I went to Chichen Itza. I saw the Mayan pyramid up close. I touched it. The blocks are gigantic, and they are not a millimeter out of line with the moon. They aligned it with the moon, so the shadow casts once a year. Do you know this? Chichen Itza. It's insane. They had technology and wisdom that today we do not have. We do not have the technology and wisdom today that they had thousands of years ago. But the mainstream academia, which surely isn't controlled at all, has everyone convinced that we are at the height of science and technology. It is a complete joke.
When it comes to these sculptures and engineering, it just seems like we just can't explain how they did most of this stuff.
They are laughing at you, and they have duped many of you. Maybe not you if you're watching this video, though. I would love to see this frickin' thing standing up straight. Is this a depiction, by the way, of a titan? A giant? These are questions we should be asking, man. When I went to Chichen Itza, by the way, the tour guide there, who was Mayan, said, dude, the Mayans ascended, and everyone laughed. He said they went up, they went in the sky, or flew away. Everyone laughed. He said, dude, it happened, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Ascended.
Stop what you're doing right now and watch this video, because once you see this, you'll never touch a Ouija board again. You guys
I never touched the Ouija board to begin with.
hear me preach all the time about the dangers of Ouija boards, spirit boards, reaching out to the other side through seances and things like that. What happened to this guy is the reason I say this, because I don't care that you can buy Ouija boards at Walmart. They're dangerous. It's not the board itself, it's the intent of what you're doing.
You can buy them at Walmart, really? Yikes.
Pray nothing like this ever happens to you. And I know this from experience because I have played in my younger years. Check this out. Let me know what you think in the comments.
If you are here, please let me know you are here by... Oh, it just moved a little bit. If you are here, please let me know you are here. Bro, you won't even believe this. Hold on. This is not even fake. Hold on. This just flew. The glass just came off too. And there is no strings on this or nothing. That is why you stay away from Ouija boards. I'm telling you right now, stay away. I learned my... Oh, hell, I gotta go. You guys don't hear that?
Stop what you're doing right now and watch.
Yeah, I never once even dabbled with that type of stuff. Never had the urge to, or seen a reason why.
Why is nobody talking about what the sphere looked like on the outside? On the inside, quite demonic. It's like you're trapped in hell. Every single one of these chains is built by a singular demon, which means everybody in this crowd is surrounded by millions of demons. I wonder how many legions are here. They are putting the truth right in front of your eyes and people aren't even paying attention.
Who's gonna pay just to be trapped in hell in a damn dome? What is going on?
This is what people were walking into. This looks like the firmament shattering. Where's Hillary Clinton when you need her?
Together we put a lot of cracks in the highest, hardest glass ceiling.
I could only imagine what we'd be letting in if she was speaking literally. Anyways, what happens next I find quite interesting. The firmament breaks, it shatters, the doors of hell open, and what enters in? The fallen angels. We see a lot of the symbolism happening with hip-hop, R&B, rap, metal, rock, but not much country, but maybe that's what we get for integrating them into country, if you get what I'm saying. This concert at the Sphere had tons of demonic symbolism in it, and in fact there were times where I literally felt like I was in an episode of Stranger Things. This part specifically being the main one. If you can find this video of the Sphere online, you guys go watch it and come back to my comment section and you tell me what you think that it's symbolizing. Stay tuned for part 2. Why is nobody talking about what the Sphere...
You know, I remember when the Sphere was first being built in Las Vegas. I thought it was a cool idea, you know, it's something you wanted to see, but after watching that, might have to check what they're playing that day. If you thought you weren't going to get another excellent specimen today, think again. Elysian! We got another extraordinary one today. This is called the Candled Quartz Cluster. Drop your thoughts. What would you name this specimen? If I had to name this, I would call it the Thanos Snap. You know, because Thanos' fingers, right before Thanos snapped on Marvel. I gotta show you so you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this dude. You see his fingers? The Thanos snap. Come on, guys, where you at? You like that one? What would you guys name this one? I would call this the Thanos snap. Just so we can get a full 360 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. You can't make this up. Whoever gets this piece, they better call it the Thanos snap, man. At first glance, this looks like that uranium glass. Let's see what she's talking about.
And here we have a piece of Tiffany from the 1920s, really spectacular, a set of Favril glass dinnerware, service for 10. You've got various sizes of cocktail glasses, plates, bowls, and I just love to imagine a table set with this service.
What would be the first thing you guys would eat? Like if you had your family coming over and you were using these plates, what would you eat? The first thing that comes to mind is tacos. I'm gonna bake tacos, y'all. And we're gonna put it on this Tiffany glass. From how long ago? I'm pulling out this glass from 1821. These have to literally be the best glasses and cups I've ever seen. I thought they were uranium at first look, like, 'cause you know how those uranium glasses be glowing. But these,
various sizes of cocktail glasses, plates, bowls, and I just love to imagine a table set with this service. Tiffany was really inspired by ancient Roman glass, and you can really see that here. Each of the scalloped edges on the plates and the glasses really give you that sense of this being a handmade work of art. And here we have a piece of
I want to know what you guys are going to eat on these. No, you cannot just have them up in glass the rest of their life. You got to literally put food on these. So what is the food you're going to put? What's the drink? Because it looks like you got different sizes. You got a large cup, a wine glass, chalice, however you put it. You got bowls. You know, they'll put some excellent chicken noodle soup in. I love it. I think these glasses are extraordinary. It beats the plastic dollar plates I be using. I probably got to step my game up after watching this.
Watch this video carefully. Two guys were hiking in some mountains in Mexico when they noticed a strange flash on a nearby hill. Intrigued, they approached one of those coin-operated tourist binoculars to observe better. And that's when, according to them, they could see what seemed to be a ship floating a few meters off the ground, possibly without emitting sound or visible movement. But what was that object doing there? A crew member was descending to inspect the area, taking samples. Or is it just an optical illusion? What do you think? Real or a hoax? Leave your opinion in the comments and follow us for more videos.
I'm thinking you couldn't keep your arm any more steady?
Took a one-way flight to Tampa, Florida with hopes of turning this school bus into my family's first tiny home on wheels. And I drove her straight back home to Delaware, 986 miles. And within 30 minutes of being home, Izzy popped out at 33 weeks. As soon as my wife and him got home and settled, I got right to the build. First thing you gotta do is rip everything out. I stripped this bus completely down. It had to be like 1,000 screws I collected, and most of the walls I had to cut out. Yes, I took all this to the recycling, and in total I got maybe $211. And here's baby Izzy sleep at home, and yes, our bus is completely insulated. We didn't have to do a lot of wood runs because we had a local guy who owned a wood shop, and he sold our wood to us for very cheap. And a lot of times when we were working on the bus, we did have Izzy, but he's always been a cool baby, so it was fine. We got straight to the building. We built a 9-foot bench. We're going to put a table in front of it that will also drop down into a bed. And then we started working on the kitchen, and we finished the dinette too. We put up our first interior wall. All our electricals ran behind the walls. We painted the bus blue, and we called it the Blue Pearl. Installed a water inlet. We also installed our countertops. And right here, this is what we have so far. Our bus is almost done. We just have a few little things to do. Quick rundown, we got 2 diesel heaters that keep the entire bus warm. Dinette and bench has a bunch of space for storage. We have a working refrigerator. We have an oven stove combo. We have hot and cold running water. We have 2 max air fans in the ceiling, one in the front, one in the back. This is our bathroom that's almost finished. I just got to grout the shower and then seal the floor. We also have 2 TVs in the bus, one in the front and one in the back. Underneath each bunk bed, there's storage for a week's worth of clothes. And this right here is how we monitor our 2,750 watts of solar. Everybody has a fast charging station with a day/night light. Underneath me and my wife's bed, there's a 100-gallon freshwater tank. And this right here is where me and my wife sleeps. This whole spot back here is a mattress. Right there is our other max air fan and our TV. All we gotta do is finish the floors and do a little electrical and we're done. But as always, I thank you for watching. Please like, share, and follow, and have a blessed day.
This is no longer a bust. That man turned that to a home with love. I love it, man. I love seeing stuff like this. You know, a conversion from a bus. What a great idea. Probably way cheaper than getting a brand new RV.
Why you should never play with a Ouija board.
Uh-oh, more people playing with that damn board.
The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance. But I have a skill you might like.
What the fuck?
Wanna try it? Tee-hee! 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 Tee-hee!
Not Alexa going tee-hee, tee-hee. Oh, man.
Hello? Oh my god!
There's a lot going on in that house. But that's all we have for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word for today is Thursday Dive. Go ahead and drop Thursday Dive in the comments below. When you do that, that shows me you watched the video all the way through and you really rock with your boy. And I just want to say thank you, man. I appreciate you. This was the most mysterious videos on the internet today. Till next time.
You're gonna be on TV. Everybody's gonna see you. I want them to know that you down with me, that we're cool. You gotta do this, you gotta do it at the same time as me. Put your hand in front of your face. Tell those people out there, you can't see me. Do it, do it. Can you do it?
Yeah, I can think I can do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You
can't see me. And that's how we do it, boy. All right, man.
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it?
That was cool, man. All right. You're gonna be on TV.